Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. And before I get into today's video, my analytics say most of you that watch the channel are not subscribed, so please hit the subscribe button. And with 2021 coming to a close, we must turn our attention to 2022. Here are my 2022 winter and spring predictions. Starting out with the microfighters, we have a Razor Crest microfighter. This is long overdue and would come with Beskar Mando and a decent build. Not the most exciting set, but it would still be a great one to have in anyone's collection. The next microfighter is the Bad Batch Shuttle. I think this one will happen because of the Bad Batch, and it would be a cheap way to get tech and just another great addition to your collection. People have been saying we will get a Slave 1 microfighter, but I think it will be a dual pack with something from the Book of Boba Fett. The show will be premiering in December, and having a Slave 1 microfighter would be great. The other microfighter in the set would be uncertain. It could be a TIE fighter, X-Wing, or even a Jabba's fighter, something like that. Once we get a trailer, we should have a better idea of what it could be. Battle packs are returning soon, so I think a $15 Camino battle pack should happen. This would come with a new variation of the Shock Trooper in that amazing red and white color scheme, a Kaminoan with a new mold, and would also come in some other sets, and also a Crosshair Trooper, because multiple troopers have that same look. The build would probably be a training center or a medic chamber, something from Camino as we await a large-scale Camino something. You always have two battle packs.
There are no more, no less.
We should have a Rebel battle pack. This is totally a wish list item because I really want a Rebel battle pack. I would buy a lot of them. I don't really care what the figures are except 4 Rebel troopers with no stud shooters. Maybe it could be 2 troopers, an officer, and a pilot. That would be my dream, but I don't really care. I just want a Rebel battle pack. This is my only sarcastic one, but I wouldn't laugh too hard because LEGO might do this. A 4+ Luke's Land Speeder. This would come with the 455th Farm Boy Luke and the 967th R2-D2, and maybe it would come with a C-3PO. The 4+ Snow Speeder retiring soon. We can stop panicking, as all the 4-year-olds will have a speeder to play with. LEGO should do a buy one, get the rest of the stock, because we have so many free. This is my favorite one of the wave, because this is Crosshair's transformation. This would come with Crosshair in his Bad Batch appearance and when he joined the Empire. This would be our last chance to get a regular Crosshair, so I'm really hoping this happens. It would also come with Nala Se, using the Battle Pack mode, and a Camino medical droid. The build would be the machine where he got his inhibitor chip enhanced, and maybe a place for Nala Se to stand behind. Overall, for $30, it would be another Trouble on Tatooine, the set that people have to have. The next set would be $40, and probably would be something related to the Book of Boba Fett, or maybe Fennec Shan Speeder Chase. I'm leaning toward a Book of Boba Fett set, because Bad Batch is not as popular as The Mandalorian, or in this case, Book of Boba Fett, I'm assuming. This could be literally anything, we just don't know what the Book of Boba Fett is about. Either way, this would be a great set, as the Fennec Shan Speeder Chase would be Cad Bane Speeder, just orange. It would come with Fennec, Hunter in his street clothes, and would come with Omega in her first appearance. The last time a B-Wing was on shelves was 6 years ago. It seems that it's time for a remake. Now that the sequel sets are cleared away, LEGO should have a couple of the original trilogy fighters on shelves at a time. Going with the scaled-down X-Wing, a $49.99 B-Wing would be a good complement. The last one was $50, so this one being $50 would be downscaled from the last one. This would come with the B-Wing pilot, a Rebel trooper or maybe a technician, Admiral Akbar, and maybe Han Solo in his Ender outfit. The B-Wing would look like a B-Wing and would be a cool addition, and then I would have every Rebel fighter in my fleet. Next up is Captain Rex's Y-Wing. This would retail for $80 and would come with 6 minifigures. It would be in the blue and white color scheme. It would be slightly beefier than the current one. I hope the build would be great, or it would just be an excuse to get a Captain Rex minifigure, which would be decked out with printing. Arms, legs, toe, and ton of helmet printing would make this Captain amazing. He would also come with 2 blasters, a pauldron, and a waist cape. The Hunter would probably come with a blaster and a knife. Tech would be a reuse and possibly a waist cape, and Omega would come with her arrow. The Scrappers would be pretty nice, but not the best figures in the world. You would also get 2 of them. There would also be a little medic room for the Bad Batch to get their inhibitor chips removed. This would be a great set for LEGO, though knowing LEGO, it's probably going to be a TIE Fighter versus X-Wing set. To round off the winter wave, we have Jabba's Palace. This is based on the last 4 minutes of The Mandalorian Season 2. This would have a great back with tons of details and an open front with a throne and plenty of space behind the throne. The set would come with Boba, as this is the book of Boba Fett, and Fennec Shand is his sidekick. It would also come with Bib Fortuna in a more fatter version to sit on the throne, and then 2 of those Gamorrean guards to defend the palace. This would retail for $90 and would be a great set of something we haven't had for a while. Overall, the winter wave would be pretty good, with the Y-Wing and the battle packs being the highlight of the wave, but history has shown that the spring and summer waves are always better. Starting off the spring wave with a release day of April 1 would be the Helmet series. This would retail for $60. This is the Phase 1 Clone Trooper. This would be a pretty basic build, but just having it on display would be amazing. This would fit perfectly with the other helmets, and it is just one that LEGO needs to make. The next helmet retailing for $60 is Hunter. As the leader of the Bad Batch, I think they will make him first, and then they will make the other members over the years. This mock looks amazing, and I hope LEGO will do this one, as Hunter is a great character. The next one would retail for $70, and is another one that LEGO just has to make. This is Kylo Ren. I'm not sure if LEGO would do an episode 7 or 9 version. I would prefer episode 9, but it would again look great to the other helmets and would just be a great addition to a collection. Rounding off the spring wave would be our buildable figure, the Gonk Droid. Not a whole lot to say about it. It would look like a Gonk Droid. This would retail for $70 and would be a fan pleaser for LEGO. Traditionally, we get a UCS set on May the 4th, or something very close. This year is no exception. Retailing for $250, this would be the U-Wing. The Andor show will be coming out in 2021 supposedly, and this would be a great tie-in with it. The U-Wing is my favorite fighter by far, and I would love to have this ship in UCS form. As minifigures are a bonus, LEGO would probably just put in 1 U-Wing pilot, but I hope the build would spare no detail. The mocks out there are really good. It doesn't have to be huge, it just has to be really detailed. I wouldn't think it would be much bigger than the Tantive 4 from a couple years back. Overall, I would just love to have the U-Wing, and this is more of a wish list item for me. These are just predictions, and I don't expect LEGO to make most of these, but I hope they do. Remember to like, subscribe, and peace.